Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Messages from Above with Toni G. Toni is a world-renowned psychic medium. She has had the gift of being a psychic medium and channel her entire life. Toni hosts 2 TV shows, Create a Life You Love and Psychic Medium Toni G. She is also the author of 5 books. Being a healer and a hypnotist as well, it is her purpose and her passion to help you in every way she can. Phone lines are open now. Call in 858-365-5593 and let Toni answer your questions about life, love, finances, or help you connect with a loved one on the other side. Enjoy the show. Good morning, happy Monday, and welcome to Messages from Above with Toni G. I am here to answer your questions, help you move forward in life, hopefully just give you the guidance that you need or that you're looking for. I like to start the show with a clearing, so we're going to start with a clearing, and today's clearing is a biggie. Oh my goodness, it's so huge, especially in today's world. And we've been going through quite a bit throughout the world. I mean, this isn't exclusive to the U.S. And I want to tell you, even though some countries are handling what's going on in what some might consider a better way, they're not having lockdowns and doing some of the things that we have been doing. Other countries are still on total lockdown. You can only go out once a week. It's just very, very strict. But there's so much I could say about this that I'm not going to. Let me just put it this way. Whatever you see is what they want you to see. And I have to be very careful about the way I word things and how that sounds to people, because believe me, people are not afraid to yell at me or tell me they hope I die. I get a lot. It's amazing. I make a comment, one simple comment. I don't think everybody should have to wear a mask. I hope you die. Really? That's your fear. Don't put it on me. Don't make me have your fears, okay? God gave me an immune system. God gave all of us an immune system, and for the love of sweet baby Jesus, let's use it. Let's take some vitamin C. Let's have some zinc. Let's have some remedies that are already on this planet that have been given to us. I mean, for the love of all that's good, let's look past the agenda, folks. There's always an agenda. When it is the politicians and the government calling the shots, and the shots seem very far-reaching and over-exaggerated, sit back and really look at it. When doctors are on the news saying, I'm so exhausted and my heart is aching because of what I'm seeing coming through, there's an agenda. When the homeless population who does not have masks, who does not have sanitation, when the intravenous drug users, when the tent cities are not dying in the streets, there's an agenda. Okay, I may have said too much. Do I still have callers on the line? I do. Thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for, but really, practically, when we think about this in all practicality, if this was as deadly, if this was as contagious, if this was as bad as they're saying it is, they wouldn't need to tell us. They wouldn't need to be blasting this in our ears 24/7 via every media outlet they can, because we'd be seeing it in the streets, right? But we're not. So today's clearing, our first clearing, should we do fear or should we do truth? That the truth comes out. Oh, I think that's where we're going to go. Today we're going to clear that the truth comes out and justice reigns. And I'm getting a solid yes on that. So here we go. We're going to clear all lies, all misconceptions, so that everybody can see clearly what's going on, not only about this stuff, but about things in our lives. Because in our life, we always think, sometimes we think, you know what, is this true? Is this person being honest? Is my boss really telling me this? So let's just clear the lies and agendas, and so that we can see the truth. That rings so strongly with me. And believe me, when I started this show this morning, I thought we were going to do fear, which we will get to. Don't worry. Hold on. Stay with me through the whole show. I feel like this show is going to have a bit of fire in it, and people might be pouring gasoline on that fire. So let's get ready. Put on your seatbelt, so to say, and let's do this. No matter what goes on in the world, we want to see it clearly so that we know what our next best step could, should, and would be. That's just the bottom line, folks, right? And when there's money at stake at high levels and control and power, we must look beyond that to find what's real. And then together we can make decisions for ourselves and those around us that are the best. And we must always remember, people look at me a little bit confused and perplexed when I make this comment. Our government doesn't get to tell us what to do. Our government works for us. We vote them in. We pay them with our tax money. They should not be passing willy-nilly laws without our input, and they should not be mandating us. It is the people's job to govern the government and to keep them in control. And I know this is not why, you might think this is not why you're listening to the show. But for some reason they're channeling this today, and what they want you to know is we, the people, need to maintain our power before it is relinquished from us. Now, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The beginning of September is going to be hella chaotic. I mean, hella chaotic as everything goes. A bit ago on one of my shows, I predicted there would start, I think I said it on one of my shows. I know I said it to a couple of people who have been sending me pictures and confirming that there would be like bombings and explosions the first 11 days of August. There were throughout the world. And, you know, as we go through September, remember, we're almost to the finish line. So just hold on tight. We're almost to the finish line. Hold on tight. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. That again, I'm not going to talk about all of it here. But if you just hold on tight and you see past the illusion and stay with your faith, everything will be okay. I'm predicting mid-December is when things start to calm down. I'm not saying it's going to be back to what it was, but eventually it will be better than it was. Okay, here we go. Today, as I take callers, I'm going to call out your area code. When I call out your area code, tell me what's your name, where you're calling from, and let's start with a question, one very specific question that you want to know about, something in your life. Here we go, caller 310. Thank you so much for sticking with me. What's your question of the day? Where are you calling from? What's your name?
Well, my name is Vince. I'm calling from New
Dennis.
York.
Hey.
No, it's Vince.
How are you doing?
Like as in Victor, but it's Vince.
Vince. Oh, Vince. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Vince. Okay. How are you doing in New York? How's everything going there?
I am not doing well. I'm very depressed.
I'm so sorry.
I'm very down. I feel like I'm at my wit's end.
Oh my goodness, I'm so
I don't
sorry.
I don't know what to do at this point.
Okay, I'm just going to start clearing you right now. So this is, and I want to tell you, it doesn't help when you hear this, and I know this, but you are not alone.
Yeah, because I do have a question, and that's why I'm depressed.
So let's start with your question. What's your specific question?
Well, last week, I worked really hard at my job. I've been there for over 2 years. I put in over 90 hours a week. I was always there when they needed me. In fact, in the midst of a snowstorm, I turned around one day to go back to help them out because they were short some people. But no matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, last week I was called into the office because there was an issue with a key that I actually had in my pocket that I didn't realize. And the next day I went back, and on the way back I made a spare key, so I handed it over to my supervisor. Well, they found out about that, and I forgot to give it to my supervisor, and they found out about that, so they suspended me pending investigation. And I really thought they were going to reinstate me. And this morning I got a call saying that they were terminating my employment. So all my efforts and everything were out the window, and it's like screw you type of thing. So right now I am applying for other work. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to lose everything I got because I made good money there. And on top of that, the union is fighting for me right now, so I'm wondering if the union's going to win my case for me and I'm going to get reinstated, or if I'm done.
Okay, so I feel like the union is going to be very effective for you. I feel like the union is going to be able to help you out, but in the meantime, this is going to take a little bit longer than you think. And even if you go back, sometimes when the union brings you back, the employer isn't always happy about that, and then they'll just look and look and look. Okay?
Right.
So in the meantime, I want you to do your due diligence, put every feeler out to every person you know, and go to every place you can and apply. And I know this is a horrific time to be looking for employment, but there are people out there that need people. I do feel like within a month, which means mid-September, even though it's going to be a bit chaotic, as though it's not already, right, especially in New York. New York is one of the, let's just call it, it's not the worst hotspot for chaos, but there's a bit of chaos going on in certain areas of New York. So I want you to know that there is something coming in within a month. And in some ways, this position is going to be much better than your last position. You're going to have some benefits that you did not have at your last position. And, you know, I want to say, I always say this, and it's, people don't like hearing it in the middle of a crisis, but this isn't happening to you. This is happening for you. They kind of took a bit of advantage of you, and they never were respectful or grateful for a lot of what you did for them, all the sacrifice that you put in. So sometimes your angels will like jump in and say, you know what, there's a better opening, and we're going to put you in that better opening, but you have to kind of cut the cord with the past, right? And you have to move forward. So we're gonna not literally cut the cord, but I'm gonna ask. There's something stopping or blocking him from getting this better position. You're gonna find it soon. You're gonna find this very soon. I want you to, do the job sites. I know it's difficult when you have not done it in a while, and with everything going on, and having so much fear. And you know what? Let's clear fear right now, because it's not only the fear that you're feeling, but there's this universal fear going on. And every time one person shifts from fear to faith, it strengthens the whole. So I want people to listen, re-listen, and re-listen to this, because every day new fears are being bombarded at us, right? Can you imagine if every day they did the flu death rate? We would never leave our house again, because there are so many more deaths in that area, but whatever. But there's fear right now. There's fear, yes. Okay, we're going to start clearing this. Now you might feel tightness in your chest, or not tightness, but pressure, and a lot of other emotions coming up, and that's okay. And some people fight to let go of fear because we think fear protects us. Like, if I'm on guard for this, if I'm ready for this, if I'm not going to let this happen again, but that's all fear. And when that emotion takes over, like for some people, that's what's causing panic attacks and anxiety and all the way into depression, because we let it go from like a grain of salt to this mountain that we can't overcome, because we start thinking one thought on the next, on the next, on the next, and then we're just overwhelmed at that point. So we're gonna clear this. It's gonna keep clearing. For you, by tomorrow, a lot of this should feel better. For some people, it will be right away. I want you to listen and re-listen to this, and every time this clearing comes up for fear, I want you to know that it's going to take a little bit more, or reinforce it. And it's okay if you listen even to this show, mark this show, and listen to it once a week. So any fear that is compiled throughout the week gets cleared away. And it's easy in today's world to have that fear build up very, very quickly. And we don't even realize we might have fear in one area and we think it's compartmentalized. Nothing in our computer, in our system, in our human being, mind and body is compartmentalized. If we have fear with work, it flows into money, it flows into relationship, it flows into every aspect of our life. Pretty soon there's not enough of anything, and we're afraid we're losing everything. Okay?
Yeah.
So, and it's so true. It's like that with everything. If we have guilt, let's say we did something 5 years ago, we did something and we have guilt or shame about it. That guilt and shame flows over into every single area of our life, and all of a sudden we're judging ourselves on every little thing that we do. And people will never, because it was 5 years ago, they won't go back and go, oh, this really is about this thing from 5 years ago. The guilt keeps poking you, saying, hey, heal me, realize you're a good person, and that was just a lesson, and everything's okay, you're spectacular, let's let this go. Now, within a month, you should have a new position. So I feel like the position's going to come in sooner than a month, but by the end of a month, you're going to have that position. I am going to tell you that this position is going to be so much better for you. I want you to go into it with a new attitude, and almost like your angels picked you up out of that and are putting you in this. Have that knowing moving forward, and you will have a much better experience in the new position than you ever could have in your last position. I feel like even though, of course, there's always a little bit of fear moving forward, remember, fear and excitement can feel the same sometimes. It's that same feeling in the chest and the stomach, the same neurons that go off in your head. So just say, oh, I'm not afraid, I'm excited about the future. Just keep saying that to yourself and allow that to take over. I want you to really, really, really get on those job postings, and I want you to reach out to a few people that might be able to point you in the right direction. And maybe one of them is like one of those people who helps you get work, contract job. This is a full-on job. And I feel like although you're going to find some postings, someone is going to also tell you about a position. So make sure you're paying attention. Make sure you know. Make sure your new job is not to wait for somebody to fight for what wasn't working out in the first place. Your new job is to spend 8 hours, 10 hours a day looking at every job site and reaching out to old friends saying, hey, what are you doing? Are they looking for anybody right now? That is what you can do, and that's going to bring you so much empowerment. And if you don't feel like you can put an effective resume together, reach out to one of your friends and say, hey, help me tweak this. Do the best you can with what you have, and then have somebody else tweak it for you, okay?
Okay.
How does that sound?
Well, that sounds great, and that's another thing that I was going to ask you as far as job goes. See, I was offered another job this morning, but not even at half the pay that I was making, which is going to make things difficult, and it's only a seasonal position for the Christmas time.
That's not the position. Yeah, that's not the position.
But here's the other position. 2 years ago, just as I made probation at Pepsi, I was offered a job at a brewery, and I turned it down because I just had made probation at Pepsi, and it was a permanent full-time. And I just wrote the HR girl because they really liked me. They liked my attitude about life. They liked my experience. So I just wrote a letter to the HR girl this morning with my resume, and I sent it to them. And I'm wondering if that's maybe the position that you see me getting offered.
I feel like I'm not really sure, but I do feel like if it's not that, it's something very close to that. I feel like if it's not that one, it might be another one. So reach out to all of them. Reach out to all of them. And I feel like something really, and they're using the word spectacular. So I do feel like something quite spectacular is about to come your way. Open up and allow it in, okay?
All right.
Thank you so much. Stay on the line. We're going to do more clearings. I know that they're going to be beneficial for you, so please don't go anywhere. And I want to hear from you within 2 weeks to let me know how everything turned out and where you are going to be working. And if, you know what, reach out to other, just keep reaching out. Keep reaching out. Okay. You're going to get more than one offer is all I can say, okay?
All right.
Perfect. Thank you so much for calling in. And until next time, and I do look forward to hearing from you again. Okay, I'm going to go directly to 267. 267, how are you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
What's your name? Where are you calling?
Donna, and I'm calling from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Hey, how can I help you today?
Okay, it's a relationship question. Me and somebody that were off and on for a while, and like things are rocky. I don't know if he's having financial problems or what the problem is. Do you see us rekindling or going further? In other words, him getting it together?
Yeah, okay. No, okay, so here, I'm so sorry, but here it comes. The relationship will continue to be off and on, okay? He's just a bit of a, I hate to use this word, but especially when it comes to relationships, he's a bit of a wreck, okay? And I feel like he doesn't know what he has, first of all, doesn't know what he wants, second of all. So even if he knew what he had, he couldn't do anything about it because he doesn't know what he wants. I feel like your best bet is, and it's difficult because women, when we invest our time and our hoo-ha in a relationship, it's our heart. It's our heart. We're not just like, it's really our heart when so we're not just like messing around. We're investing. And it's very difficult because the more we invest and the more times we invest, especially in an on and off, we think, okay, this time it's going to be better. But what they're really saying for you is it's time to stop messing around. Up until now, you haven't really been sure that you even want that. You do, but you don't want that full-on commitment. And kind of the people that are coming into your life are a reflection of you also trying to make up your mind in some way. I don't know if it's that you don't believe that somebody really good can be out there, or if you are just I'm not really sure what it is. But here's what I'm going to say. It's in your best interest to kind of move on from this. Now, if he comes back, and he will, it'll be...
He's starting to call now. It's like once every month. Just do you see? Is there another woman involved?
Yes, I don't like answering that, but yes. Now let me be fair here. That woman could be a mom or a sister, but I don't think it is, to be perfectly honest. What I'm going to say is, here's what I'm going to say. Let's not make this about him at this point, because this is really about you and what you want. And the fact that he can walk away is one thing. The fact that he came back once is another thing. The fact that he walked away again and comes back, now we're playing a game no one can win. So let's make this only about you and not about him, because he's already shown you who he is. He's already shown you his way of behaving and his pattern. This is his pattern. It has nothing to do with you. He will do this to whomever he is with, okay? So I'm going to tell you this. It's time for you to remember you're gorgeous and you have so much going on in your life, and it's time for you to find someone who wants a full-on relationship, okay?
Oh, thank
Somebody
you for
who
saying
can,
that.
No, sweet, beautiful girl. This is the angels. They are telling you right now, you have it together, and you need to find a guy as together as you. And I always say relationships are the biggest partnership you will ever have in your life. And you have to treat it like a partnership from beginning to end. And if you owned a business, you would not let your business partner treat you the way, or your business the way that this guy is treating you. And our vagina and our heart and our mind is our business. And we need somebody who's going to treat it like it's the biggest Fortune 500 company, right? So go into your next relationship with that. You don't need to be everything to every guy. You need to be all of it to one guy. Okay?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, within 6 months, you're going to meet somebody new. I have like 10 seconds left. Within 6 months, you're going to meet somebody new. That person is going to be spectacular. I feel like you have the potential to meet him in 4 months, but it's going to be between that 4 and 6 month mark. I want you to go back and re-listen to my shows. There's a lot of love clearings in them and a lot of relationship clearings in them. and I know it's going to be spectacular for you, and I wish I could stay on the line with you, but the show is officially ended. Thank you, everybody. I'll be back next Monday at noon for 30 minutes taking your calls.